Yeshua, the power of the mind. Dear ones, you are now experiencing many changes within without knowing that such is happening. Perhaps you note changes in your food preparation or selection. Perhaps friends are shifting in or out of your life, minor indicators of the tremendous volcanoes, and volcanoes is the correct word, happening within. You have moved through many shifts since you began this transition eons ago. This shift, this volcano, if you will, is directly related to Earth, for as Earth shifts, you do also. Something discussed before as a preparation for now. Maybe you are surprising yourself with new interests or actions. But then, maybe you have no indications that you are shifting in ways you have never shifted before while of Earth or other places. This shift formalizes the bond between you and Earth in ways you cannot yet imagine. Even though it is true that many of you have not yet created your Earth dream, you will find it more and more difficult not to, for this is your time to strengthen ties to Earth. Many of you noted or celebrated Earth Day last week. That day, that concept was of much greater importance than you realize, for it is time for you to fully claim and love yourself. And so it is that loving Earth is loving yourself. Know that those of you who take great joy in your ties to other planets and places are correct in doing so, to a certain extent. A bit like feeling a great fondness for a hometown you elected to leave decades ago. You are not of the Pleiades, Sirius, or any place other than Earth. Even though you may hold fond memories, or even wish to return to certain places, such is true as a visitor. So it is, you will find Earth more and more important to you as you love yourself more. Think in terms of visiting other planets or dimensions as similar to vacationing on Earth with a need to return home, whatever the term home means to you. As you continue to grow in your self-love, and therefore, love of other Earth entities, you will discover, with perhaps not a little surprise, that Earth is your home now. It is only of Earth that you can create truly loving memories. Even though you might travel to other places and form bonds with entities in those places, your heart will flower most on Earth. Not because the Earth is the best place or even a better place. It is just your place. You require a stable base for all you are ready to explore. Have you ever moved to a new neighborhood or community and felt lonely despite many activities in which to participate? So, it will be for you if you do not allow yourself to establish a firm Earth base. There is nothing you need to do to establish these Earth ties. Your Earth ties will happen automatically, most commonly during this recent shift. We are merely explaining some of the feelings, moods, physical needs, and emotional shifts you will be noticing if you have not already. A need to explore and feel Earth as a newfound friend. Many of you have spent months or even years patiently waiting to explore other frequencies and dimensions. And so you are during your night dreams and day excursions. What you did not anticipate is that Earth would shift in ways that would call you back as your home base. The two of you are indeed one. Your first thought during this transition was perhaps that other places would be more glamorous or more to your liking. In your future lives, in different places, such will be true. But in this life, in this time, Earth is your home base. So it is you are determining that you and Earth are one. And you will make that decision over and over again as you and the Earth shift, almost as if the two of you are growing up together. Do you remember that at times your lifelong friends may have seemed boring, not sharing your interests? Until they did once again as the two of you meandered in and out of various growth stages. So, it is for you and Earth now. There will be times when you are a bit more knowledgeable or adventuresome than Earth. The reverse will also be true. But know deep within that you and Earth are the stars of your show. Could you live without Earth? Easily. You have done so on many occasions. But your project, if you will, includes partnering with Earth in all its glory as both of you expand beyond 3D. It is a joint project. Because you created Earth, you are both a participant observer and partner in this Earth project. In the future, you might partner with other entities and planets, similar to everyone taking the same class, but that is not an important piece for you now, for that is a possibility, but not necessarily a probability. You created this Earth playground. You are of the Earth. So, the two of you are expanding, shifting, changing together. It just happens that this current shift is more Earth-based than self-based, as most of your other shifts have been. What does that mean for your Earth dream creation? What do you want it to mean? As you combine forces and love with the Earth, yourself and others, perhaps you are discovering that your first Earth dream is evolving, perhaps not. It does not matter. Just know deep within your being that you can create your Earth dream whenever you want. For indeed you have moved far beyond the point of begging others for help. You are a dynamic creator. You even created Earth. If such is true, and it is, how simple for you to go outside your being to create your dream. Meaning it is time to love yourself enough to know you can create anything you wish when you wish. You have always had your ruby slippers to click together, as did Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. But your ruby slippers were not functional until you learned to love yourself enough to believe you had ruby slippers. Such is part of the shift Earth is helping you with now. Believe in yourself. Believe in your Earth creation, and all will fall into place easily and effortlessly. That last thought makes many of you angry. I have not created any part of my dream, and I never will. And so you will not. Creation is all about love. Love of yourself. Love of your creations, most notably for this phase, Earth. To come in this manner in the speech or the writing of another is indeed very pleasant. It is what we have been waiting for. This time when you are higher in vibration than you were. For those of you who are not high enough in vibration to believe this possible, then we need to use an intermediary. No, I do not talk of men who stand in politics and bang on about the Fifth Amendment, or men who stand in pulpits and bang their fists. I do not talk of people who say the words of a book. I talk of others, like yourselves, who have graduated to a point where they can communicate with people who are in different and higher dimensions. The power of the brain is a wonderful thing, but the power of the mind is even better. It is here that I draw your attention to your language that shapes the way you perceive things and conceptualize things. To mind is to care. To mind is to be aware of. To mind is to think about it and yourself in the context of others and the world and all sentient beings. When you use your mind rather than your brain, you are beginning to work as the complex and complete being that you ought to be and that you will become. It is the Christ energy that allows me to speak with you in this way, and it will be a Christ energy that will allow me and yourself to speak together in the future times. The one who takes this message to you now isn't always sure of the way ahead. She herself has moved up the levels and works with more than just my energy. She works with more than just my mind. She also works with other higher beings, many of whom you would yourselves call ETs. You have been mind-controlled for long enough where this subject is involved. Here, I talk of the light beings, the ones of the light. What else can I say? For anything else might run the risk of misfeeding your consciousness. This division of darkness and light is to pass as something of history, as if it were no longer to be just the male energy of his story, but the story of worlds and of the many. The passage of time signified by the use of Chronos, the god of time, or that which you refer to as Old Father Time, no longer is to be useful. The records will show what is necessary in order to attempt the truth. The timelines will be worked with in different ways, and so the past becomes more of the past and is not carried forward into the present, and thereby not carried forward in the future. Time will be immeasurable in many ways, as many of you have noticed. When you are gathered together as like minds, like souls, in my name, your time passes a great deal more quickly than you would normally recognize. Time becomes something to be thrown away, almost unrecognizable. Time becomes words on a page, a study, an appraisal. There is no emotion needed within it, attached to it, no woulds or should. Unlike your experience in the lower dimension now, in 3D world in the third and fourth dimensions, the fourth being the dimension of time. Understand this, you are going through a phase that is both a clearing and a lightening of the energies. This is nothing new, but it is like building a bridge between two places, over a river. This is effectively what we are doing. There are many of you who are capable of establishing and building this bridge, as though you are architects, for you are architects of your present and of your future to come. Then there are we, the others, who build from the other side. It is not that we meet in the middle, but rather that you build across from your bank to the middle. And when you get to the middle, this highest part that you have reached, then it is feasible to reach us, for we await you still. We have always been holding out an arm and the hand across this river to you, across troubled waters, as the song goes. Now you can see this. Now our hands can reach and our voices can be heard. It is so much easier for you to hear me and the others. The others, being higher beings, ascended masters, angelic ones, extraterrestrial beings of star systems, and of planets other than yours. Do not think to yourself that these beings are necessarily human. There are many lightworkers who always talk of human. Just what is human? Does a human category fall into only certain colors, 2 hands, 2 feet, a backbone, a brain, and mouth to speak with? What if there is no mouth to speak with? What if there is a fantastic brain housed within, a telepathy with a larger holistic view housed within? What if these beings do not have feet? What if they do not have hands, or arms, or legs, somewhere slightly different from you? What if I say some of these beings are also on the land, or sea, should I say? I talk, of course, of many, but specifically the cetaceans. That I also stretch your mind and ask you to question everything is the hand that stretches to meet you. You talk of ships and people coming as though they were landing on an island near your own. You look at yourselves. You see I'm receiving these others who are very similar to you yourselves. Yes, indeed, they are yourselves. And yet, you think you will be all right with ships? When you have watched for years since the 50s and perhaps before, the idea of people coming from other worlds and focusing their attention upon your world, it is important that these beings are light beings. That is, beings of the light. Light beings will take great care with the process of initiating contact with you. Even those who make contact with this type of extraterrestrial do so in quiet, with only others who wish to be involved surrounding them. Up until now, there have been rules and regulations about the treatment of such a gifted human soul upon Earth. In the past, and I talk here of the past 100 years, but of course I could go back much further to the times of the Inquisition. In the past, it has been your governments who have taken these people and put them in jail and tortured them, disrespected them, risked their lives and their health, accused them of this and that, of being a criminal or party to a criminal circumstance. These people need not be martyrs. The whole idea of me coming 2,000 years ago was that I will be the only one. I did not die for your sins. I died so that you would not have to. My teachings were teachings that might be considered today as the teachings of a yogi. My teachings were those of ethics and kindness. I am your brother. I say to you these things because I do not wish to see any more suffering or dying upon your world. You are developing as a species. It is not necessary to consider how things have always been. This is why a lot of you are losing your grip upon the timelines of the past. Time vanishes. You are not handling correlations anymore. Only those things that help you learn will be remembered. And when I talk about learning, I talk about the learning of love. I talk of the learning of new ways of being. I talk of the learning of higher degrees of receptivity, of conscience, and of love. In all these things, I also talk of respect. Respect is not shown by the bullet. Respect is not shown by the dagger, the sword, the whip, by allowance of starvation, by poisoning, by fear. Respect is not giving in to greed, the ability to take life, into fear. As you develop as beings kind, you will be tested, and these tests will be much more subtle than the rest. Yes, it is true there is a coming off of the wheel of karma. In this coming off the wheel of karma, the timelines disappear. However, the timelines still function according to the karma produced by the actions, thoughts, and deeds of those on the ground. You have not carte blanche. You have instead, if you like, an air balloon of energy, an energetic device that helps to keep your energy clearer and higher than before, as it serves your clarity of mind and conscience. I call upon the heart here to consider conscience. As you develop, you become more aware that you are in charge of your karma. Do not misunderstand me. You still have your karmic board to answer to. You still have the experience of being judged, or rather being given all the information to judge yourselves in that instance of the life review before you go on to experience the next point of being and learning, and then of course, the next point of service should you wish it and when you wish it. The difference is the subtlety and the responsibility. I leave you now with the reassurance that all is well. We're up at a high point in the bridge. We are reaching out to you, and soon more of you will hear us, see us, and know us. You are changing your world one thought at a time, one action at a time, one beginning again at the time. We commend you. We send you our love, for in truth you are loved greatly here. Those that you would be afraid of, for some of you have little knowledge of how to distinguish the light from the dark ones. These ones of your light, of pure diamond white light, send you their love. They are not all human, for as above, so below. Races of all kinds or beings abide here now awaiting your ascension. You are truly loved, and so take love into your hearts in these most difficult of times. And remember, we are always with you. Speak my name, for I am Yeshua. Yes, sure, yes you are, Jesus, King of the Jews, ascended Master. Your brother in love, I stand by your side, I am in your heart. Peace be with you, and may we meet soon. The rainbow bridge can be crossed by those in life. This is the way of the yogi, the Buddha, the Christ.